famous words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm back. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, this is nostalgia to me. I used to be able to stand here and present to you about what R&I punya achievement. So this is now nostalgia time to be at the rostrum again, but this time to give a talk, maybe pandangan, yeah, to share my thoughts about where I would like USM to go. Okay. First of all, I want to thank all of you for coming here at a short notice. I know instructions were given quite late because I was so busy packing. Tak sempat, this 3 days was just packing. I left USM with 2 bags going to be to USM to be the Vice Chancellor, and I returned with many hundreds of bags and kotak. So that was only 4 years, so imagine if I had gone for 10 years. Okay. So, but anyway, it's good to see all the familiar faces, right, that I used to know. And it's also good to see faces that are not so familiar, that are new to me. So this means that you are now the second layer of leadership that has now come forth to lead USM. And to all the old faces, let's get reacquainted. I need to be briefed upon what is happening today, because there is a gap of 4 years, so all that I need to be briefed. And to all the new faces, I think I would like to get to know each one of you, and you also need to get to know me. And those the old faces, they know my style, but the new faces, they probably need to get to know. But don't worry, whatever you have heard is true. Before I proceed, I would like to thank Professor Datuk Asma. So we just had the transfer of file this morning. I would like to thank him for all his contributions to USM. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, Rome was never built in a day. It takes many vice chancellors, with each one with their own special touch, to make the university fly, right? So, and I would like to thank him for helping to build and bring USM to its greater heights. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have just celebrated Ma'al Hijrah. And this marks the beginning of the new year and a new journey for me, and hopefully a new journey for USM. So, I am here basically to curate and to chart the USM journey, strengthening on its foundation, aligning the fundamentals, and hopefully to quantum leap USM. Again, whatever you heard about me is true. You're gonna be working. So kalau rasa play golf pukul 5 tu, you can cancel the golf session, but on weekend is okay. Alright, and basically, we would like now USM to quantum leap by design and not by chance. Maknanya, I would like to be able to use the knowledge that I now have from being the DG of higher education. There's a lot of information that I know. There's a lot of information that I know regarding where KPT is going. A lot of information regarding how the other ministries are thinking, where we are heading, how EPU think, what make EPU tick. So we need to explore all that and put together to make now USM by design to fly and not by chance. Yeah, because if you sebab you are far away from Kuala Lumpur, there are a lot of things. Sometimes you attend meetings, sometimes you don't attend meetings. And when you don't attend meetings, knowledge is power. Let me tell you, knowledge is power. And if you are not there, you miss it, then that's it. That information did not come back to this university. So my first thing is that I will allow semua orang yang jadi panel to get out of USM and be there in Kuala Lumpur. Because you must be there to be able to defend the university, and you must be there to be able to understand how the other universities are thinking, because you are not living in silo. You cannot be here and use the excuse of no budget and not being there. So that's number one. I will find the money, that's my job. Because you have to be there. Kedua, all the young people who are going to be now undergoing training, you are now the heads of department, patutnya dah pandai belakang dah lah. Tapi I will speak in multi languages, okay? Alright. Tetapi ACAD training for leadership is penting. Tak payah kata lah apa yang USM ada sudah mencukupi. Sebab whatever USM has is only up to here. Out there, there's more people over here. And all that is missed out because the people over here sahaja yang mengajar the new generation and the new layers of USM. You need to go up there because there are so many good ones out there that is now teaching kita punya young generation of academic staff. And when they are there, that is when the connections and the networking is done. That is so important. Because tak boleh dah, I think the era of living in silo cannot use the excuse of geographical distance. Nah, so we have, because in KL, anytime they orang panggil, you are there. Right? And they get all information very fast and they move very fast. So I want USM also to move very fast. I want to move USM for flat administration so that decisions are made fast so that you can now go.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam satu Malaysia. Terima kasih saya ucapkan pada semua rakan-rakan media for being here this afternoon untuk menulis serba sedikitlah tentang ini merupakan hari pertama pada saya untuk menjadi Naib Canselor di Universiti Sains Malaysia. Seperti mana yang tuan-tuan semua ambil maklum, saya sebenarnya pun daripada USM. Saya sebagai timbalan Naib Canselor Research. That was about 4 years ago. And then I left to go to USM, Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia, sebagai Naib Canselor di sana. Dan ini merupakan satu penghijrahan yang telah banyak mengajar saya tentang the combination of knowledge and character, the combination of universal values together with knowledge, such that you now create individuals that are values based and not just not just very academic based. So in essence, my movement to USM helped me to now be able to see that the future generation for Malaysia is to create values-based, learned, values-driven talent, because that is where we need to head in this country. Because as far as advancement of the society is concerned, now that we want to move into the 4th industrial revolution, there is a need now to create this kind of talent to be there in the world. And then from USM, I went to become the DG of Director General for Higher Education, and that led to the development of the blueprint for higher education. So I guess the experience of knowing what it's all about, I eat, dream, sleep the blueprint. I understand the blueprint, I think, a lot more than most people. And I had the experience at the ministry, and being there, you do understand what makes the ministry tick and what is it that the country wants for us to move forward. So I hope that with the knowledge that I have, I can now be able to come back to USM and perhaps bring the university to quantum leap as far as I'm concerned, but this time by design and not by chance, right? So there is strategies that need to be in place, and strategies with the know-how that you know now which is the direction the country is going, rather than just create strategies which you think is okay, but in actual fact may or may not be aligned to the needs of the government. So USM, we will align the fundamentals, we will strengthen the fundamentals that is there, and we align that with the apex agenda of USM, together with how we can now move and implement the blueprint of higher education and at the same time be able to achieve the aspirations of the blueprint, USM style, right? The blueprint only provide the framework of how this is going to be done, but each university is given the freedom of its own creativity and innovation to be able to formulate its own formula of success to bring the university to the next level. So this is what we plan to do for USM, but this time around with a difference, and hopefully is working together. And what is important is that I want the whole organization to move as one. I want the whole organization to be purpose-driven. That means USM must know where it is heading. Everybody down the line must know where it is heading. It must be felt by everyone in the campus. Tak kisah daripada yang bawah sehingga ke atas. They need to be knowing where it is going. That's what I mean by purpose-driven organization. And that purpose is to bring us to be able to achieve to be a model university, to be able to achieve the aspirations of the Malaysia higher education, but USM style. Okay, so and USM style is about moving its apex agenda, which is basically in line with the needs and the core of the blueprint, which is the creation of learned values-based talent, and that's exactly what the apex agenda is all about. It's about sustainability for the future. It's about now having people with a sense of belonging, with a sense of purpose to now move, and that is why we want to align it with a purpose-driven organization, right? So at the end of it, I would like now the university to be all the heads of department to have self-accountability in the plan of action that they want to deliver, and at the same time, at the end of the day, to have intrinsic motivation to allow the university to move. Barulah kita ada passion, kita ada dedication, dan kita ada kehendak to move this particular agenda. And I think USM has the capacity and the capability. For all the alumni of USM, you know that USM is never short of good leaders. It's a matter now of unleashing their potential to be able to show what they are capable of and bring this university to the next level. We do not want to be the #1 university in Malaysia. We want to be a force to be reckoned with at the global scenario. But a university that is respected, that is referred, that is relevant. I think that's very important to make sure now that whoever comes to USM, they will know that this is a place where they're going to get values, education that emphasizes on values to be able to create the future generation that is balanced between character and knowledge.